Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, YouTube? It's your boy back at it again. I got something fire for you today. Believe that. It's me, of course, your host, Don Gotti. I'm coming here today to bring you the Premier League quarterfinals for Division 7, right? This stuff is going to be bananas, yo. We've got SOB versus DEC to see who moves on, to see who stays and who goes. This is the whole shebang right here. This is what your season has come to. This is the conclusion for one of these teams today. Who is it gonna be? I'm excited for it, folks. I can't wait. Let's get right to it, shall we? We've got Kursk. We've got Yankee. Ugh. Yuck. Guys, are you kidding me? I feel for both of these teams. I mean, Kursk is going to decide for one of you who goes home and who gets to stay. That's absolutely bonkers. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But I love it if I'm you guys watching, because this is going to be some more fun. You're riding with the Don, and we're on Kursk. This is hell let loose. This is what we're here for. We've got SOB working in from the north. You're going to see them in blue. Guys, you got DEC not wasting any time. It's almost as if SOB kind of waited to get those trucks up. DEC's like, hey. Am I backwards? Let me check something real quick, folks. I'm sorry. Am I on the wrong side? No, I'm on the right side. Okay. Whoop. Ah! Dang. Alright, make fun of me for that one. That one's good. Alright, sorry about that. We had to get that figured out for you. Had to make sure we had the right stuff going on. You see DEC starting off on the cap a little strong. Excuse me, working their way into that midpoint. You see Rabid making his way like a dog. Staff Sergeant Jess. We got Schwick right behind. D's wondering if Roach Hunter's got his nuts, or his back rather. Jess goes down. DEC taking advantage of that slow start. We've got Recon Tank working its way in here from SOB. That's going to be War Daddy, Block, and Sergeant Big Boom. Big Boom in the tank. That makes sense. Nothing around that's really going to hurt him, too. This is 30v30, guys, so this is going to be a little bit smaller of a of what we're used to. You see Artie coming down right away, smashing those trenches. That's got to be some DEC Artie, if I've ever seen one. That's going to be a huge holding point for both teams. Obviously, DEC is going to want to cap here and push their way to that. That way they have all of this high ground here. They're able to just shoot down onto SOB. Light tank yapping off for the Germans as well. DEC coming in as the Axis. About 2/3 cap at this point. Rabid's one of the only SOBs in the point. That's a crazy SOB if I've ever seen one. Look at him just sneaking around. This is great. We're going to give him a little time here. Rabid, do you dirt. He hears it. Does he fire? He does. He waits too long. Eminem goes down. Eminem was pulling up. He was like, I knew I heard some shit. Rabid's still making his way. We've got some more SOBs working their way in. DEC has just about capped this now. We're going to go ahead and adjust our scoreboard, folks. 2-3 currently in favor of DEC. DEC! SOB working their way in, you see. Recon staying within the point. We've got squad leaders trying to work their way up. Lieutenant Josh already goes down right on the building he's in, but he's safe for now. Oh, what a shot. Capone sends one through the window. Erases him completely from that building. SOB already landing right in the point. Not doing a whole lot. As of right now, I say that and they get one instantly. Bada boom, baby. Pickle Rick, a squad leader. Horror Show. D's might be in a good spot. He's got that sniper, man. If anybody gets in his crosshairs, they are SOL from SOB, if I'm thinking right. Let's take a peek at our map, guys. We've got Garrison's on the push by SOB. Garrison on the fallback. Command is definitely busy. He's got supplies coming down. Able Leader working his way over. They need another Garrison desperately somewhere in this G4. Probably almost right here on the edge, and then another one closer. Gonna have to really watch this map edge as well. Once DEC works their way in there, it's gonna be hard to take it back. But doing a good job of controlling windmills. That's gonna be a huge point for this map. Very curious to see how it turns out. DEC so far with the advantage. Of course, the Germans are going to have the advantage overall anyways, you know. That's just kind of how it worked. This game's historically accurate, so likes to take a absolute dump on the Russians here. Pickle Rick, one of the only SOBs in the point as of right now. Khalil, Drax working their way in. Got guys in the same building. That's wild. Already still raining down. Much smaller approach. You see, there's just not a whole lot of guys. It's really important about cap weight. Getting the right amount of pressure in these 30v30s. Just a few guys can really change things. As you see, SOB now starting to put some contesting going on. Sorry. Answering questions in the chat real quick for you. We're right back live in the action. Spawn wave comes. DEC trying to repel this SOB advance. We've got a handful of them in the point here. As you see, Lieutenant Josh is back and with a vengeance. Takes out Dragok. But it looks like Gamaliel or Capone might have taken him out again. What if Capone got him twice in a row? He might be on that scoreboard. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I just hate seeing certain names on that scoreboard. I know we all have that one or two people. It's like, please. Horror Show. Several squad leaders in contention here. Pickle Rick, one of them. Trying to get a rematch here. Full drops. Nobody's full. Fool me can't get fooled again, he says. Nick loving it. Working his way around. Rockets coming in. That was Johan. Capone making his way back. He likes this little corner. You see that Garrison's right there, folks. McLovin is so close. A satchel even would just about get it at that location. Drax takes him down, clears him out. You see those blue dots dropping. Red back in control. We're nearly 12 minutes into this matchup. DEC ahead 3-2. What is up? Let's take a peek at our map now. We've got a few more garrisons up Not as many as you'd like to see quite yet. We've been in this matchup a little while. I'd like to see a little more garrisons if it were me, but they're looking good. They're in pretty good spots. They're working for the team. They're getting ample pressure on as of right now. See how they bounce back. You see Lieutenant Josh making his way back in here, narrowly getting smacked with Artie, but works his way right back in. Command for DEC working his way up here. From the front, you see SOB starting to lose their hold on windmills. DEC definitely interested in taking control of that portion of the map, and it looks like Well and Navarro and some others, we got possibly going to grab that. That could be huge for DEC, really going to make their hold on Yamki that much easier if they're capable of. We shall see how that turns out. Make loving it. Let's take a look at this front line. You see Fisher here trying to pick people off. Drax having quite a night so far, but this is what I talked about earlier. DEC needing to work their way just past the point north of it into this trench line. If they can take control of that trench line, I mean, you got to think they get some MGs set up here, then SOB's got to traverse this field, dodge the barbed wire, and dodge MG rounds. It's nearly impossible. It's an absolute pain. SOB armor down here, all alone. Luckily for him, nobody around that can do anything for him. Johan goes down. Eminenja. Chicka Slim Shady. Making his way back here, but he's just a lonely rifleman. What's a brother to do? Katusha strike. Slamming heavy. See, we've got to push over here. Pickle Rick, Rabid Jess, Roach Hunter. Digging around in the ashtray a little bit. Johan Capone. Capone's still hanging out over here. Garrison no longer there. Has been moved, so it may have went down due to that Katusha strike, perhaps. That's what I'd be willing to bet if I were a gambling man. Rabid. On it. Who's coming to save it? Peter. Shoot a rocket. Throw a rocket on it. Save that Gary. Gary goes down. Rabid with it. Peter, no awareness right now. Heading to the point. Rabid just laying there. He's going to run into Roach Hunter and them. Curious to see how that works out. Schwick and the boys working their way in, trading. Horror show up to the west. I'm sorry, I almost said north. Shot rings out. A little armor unit that could damaged right now. Redneck hops out. Capone working his way up, says I want to get me some, but the Artie drops him in his tracks. Would have had a shot, could have finalized it. Ghost and Redneck might be able to get some. Oh man, that Artie though, especially with the Russians, is so unpredictable. This next one's gonna hit Ghost and Redneck, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how crazy it goes. Spawn comes back. You see some DEC working their way up. Johan sends one, doesn't do anything. They need one more good one. Drax working his way around. Drax, money shot. Right on the other side. Glad we got that one on tape. That's what I'm talking about. What a play. Drax making his way up. And none shall pass. Harry, Commander, getting his hands dirty. Gator ain't playing none, you know what I'm saying? Johan right back in it. Lieutenant Josh, we've seen him all night pestering this point. Now he's got a little bit more firepower. That support role wasn't serving him well. Although he had that SVT, so I ain't gonna lie. Support's one of the best one of the best roles on the rushes, if you ask me. That SVT comes in handy. Get a little bit bigger picture of the battlefield for you. DEC still in control off initial cap. SOB furthering their advance, pushing and taking over ever so slightly. Getting contention. Oh! Great arty round hits right by that garrison, takes out the commander. Oh yeah, they've definitely gotten to it. Oh my gosh. You see the one for the Axis landing, trying to hold this advance off. Spawn comes in, watch this. Oh, Capone. Oh, Capone survives it. The others obliterated. This garrison is in trouble. If you are DEC, we gotta get that moved ASAP. SOB working their way in from the west now. Doesn't appear to be holding much. Ooh, they even have a... using a Katusha strike on the windmills. Interesting play. Okay. They've got enemy commander up there, so hey, they may know what they're doing. Drax somehow survives that. Loads in just at the right time. Spawn waves come out. McLovin it working his way. Ooh, he's about close enough. He's going to hear it. What do we got? Come on, McLovin. Excuse me. Satchel's going live. But duh. Taking out some OPs in his midst. The man's an animal. How about a 20-piece? Capone pops in. Khalil, they're all gonna bop. Gary's gonna drop. When's the madness gonna stop? We got an hour and 10 left on the clock for you, ladies and gentlemen. The Premier League Division 7 quarterfinals is going on right now. One of these teams are going home. One of these teams advance. Gary just dropped for DEC. Right on the point. Let's see how they respond. SOB inching their way in slowly but surely. Going to be interesting to see most of their pushes from this western northwestern side, but they don't have control of windmills, so they're going to be essentially just pinched between the two, kind of crossfire action, if you will. Curious to see how they play this, that's for sure. Four garrisons up by SOB still. You saw the one that was in the point drop. Or just outside the point, rather. Recon tank. Oh! What happened? Did he hit a mine? Was that just mined? I think that might have been what happened. Nope, there was no blue in sight. Wild. Absolutely love it. Horror show. Gets picked. Malagon just peeking out a window. Says, I don't think so, bro. McLovin it heading back in. A little bit more satchel action, he says. It's been working for him so far. Let's take a peek at this SOB advance. SOB 0-4 this season, so looking to get their first win today. This would be huge for the morale. And just huge overall. Knocking DEC off. It's got to be on the top of their list as of this second. Johnny Rambo perhaps waiting to let the crew spawn. Make an advance at once. You got, excuse me, recon plane by DEC going overhead. We can hear it. We've got some DEC working their way up. Eminenja, Vio. Getting close. Roach Hunter perhaps spawning back, trying to protect that garrison. It's not quite going red yet. We're going to see. Taking that out would definitely leave a huge gap in this front door. Oh, M. Unable to save his guy, but he gets him. Oh, and goes down from range. That had to have been Fire Dog, it looks like, down there. Not playing. Drax working his way in. This is a cool little setup. Squad leaders, all of which in the tunnel, gets a spawn. Oh, grenade goes down. Oh, double. Gets both of them with grenades. Golly. Support and AT drop El Ragna. Trying to get Captain O'Neill. Boom, he does. Works his way around. Does he get Jess? Jess at the ready. Hits him with the heady. Clearing out the DEC in the trench there. That was hot. DEC still technically with control. Just as many DEC in the point as we have SOB right now. SOB actually capping, but contesting going on at listening post. Gonna be big to see how SOB responds here. Do they stay on the offensive? Do they pull guys back? You see a squad leader with an assault and an engineer in the distance up by listening post DEC. These guys trying to make their way in, do something. They are getting pressure, but but SOB starting to defend. Look at this. They're about the closest to the point. Axis with some supplies dropping out to the east also. Pretty ballsy move, especially with nobody around. Perhaps just trying to sneak some in, maybe. You know, it's always nice to be able to have supplies available where you need them in the future. We'll come back to that, see how this is going here. We have quite an SOB advance with now cap pressure leaning toward SOB. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 SOBs. We've got 2 DECs. Allied supplies you see landing here. This is greatness. Johan making his way back. Is it going to be quick enough? It seems to be. Also, DEC now putting pressure on the next point. Whoop, there we go. Up here, they drop every SOB in the point. Drax, M. Guns a-blazing, I guess. G.I. Joker and Rain working their way in. D's Roach Hunter trying to stop them. Defending the point. They've got more people in it, but we've got a firefight on our hands, folks. M goes down. Drax working against that sniper. That's going to be rough. Sniper takes one, though. From range, that's Al Padrone. SOB doing a good job of clearing it out. They don't realize, though, there's more on their way. I wonder if they have an OP around here. Not certain. Midpoint still up for grabs. SOB with the majority. Now it's leaning, I guess, back toward DEC. That already doing a good job of clearing it out as they go. Little over 1 hour remains in this matchup. We're at a 3-2 right now, so nothing huge going on. Already smoke coming from, I would imagine, SOB, perhaps? Trying to get B and G some cover. Excuse me, while they work in. Not exactly certain. I don't see any squad leads for SOB. They had quite a few. It appears they've drawn them back. Ah, yes, this is going to be why. We've got Navarro and his crew working their way in. Vio all the way up there, sitting in the point, just hitting guys from behind. Vio throwback to prison shower days. Just taking these guys. Peter, Drax, Girth, crawling. Look how close they are. Look how close. They have no idea. Headshot. Girth, light him up. Girth gets him. Look around, Girth. Girth. Getting several of them. He's in quite a spot. Toxic, Firedog, G.I. Joker on the other end of the trench. Smokes come up by Canary. Girth works his way up. Gets an OP. That's going to be big. I think that was Vio's OP, if I recall. Girth goes one way. Navarro and crew go the other. Let's get a look over here, see what happens. Girth doesn't realize there's a whole squad right here. Already coming in. DEC still capping. Nearly 1/3 capped. It's these three against those three, basically. Rambo, Navarro, Rambo drops. G.I. Joker. Get your squads in. There we go. Firedog, Toxic, Centaur, Field Centaur, Fisher. Now we've got some defense going. But the bombing run. That Axis bombing run gets all but one. They're still going to defend the point because they wiped their own guys, but that's crazy. Navarro and crew right back in. Followed by Rabid. They're pinched. They've been found. No way. What a play here. Man, look at this, look at this. SOB now starting to cap. Making their way, doing a good job at defending. What do we got? We've got about 5 or 6 of them. We're pretty evenly matched. We get a spawn wave by DEC. It goes back the other way. They're holding heavy. Drax, well, back at it. We've got a couple squad leads. You got Bane, you got Horror Show. Josh back on support. He needs to just start laying his own explosive boxes down so he can hit them when he comes back. That man's been in the point all game, it seems. Spawn wave comes off the garrison. It is marked by SOB with an accurate OP marker, so they know where they're coming from. They may just not realize it's a Gary yet, but Horror Show going to make his way in. He's got to know by now. Guarantee has eyes on it. It should be locked out. This could be big. It's going to come down to who wins their gunfights right here. This could go the other way for SOB. If they're careful here, Roach Hunter gets one from in the window, but goes down by Johan. Horror Show and Harry. Harry creeping up on Horror Show. Boom. Artie landing perfectly. SOB Artie, it's gotta be. They've got it marked out beautifully. You see the DEC already hitting pretty close by as well. They're trying to keep each other off of it. Khalil, Josh, Horror Show. In the middle of the point, we've got a cap race going on, folks. SOB gonna take this one if they're able to defend. DEC putting a lot of pressure on. Capone in the point. Capone having a big night so far as well. Al Padrone. Several squads of DEC right now. They're winning the cap race. SOB has to get back. They've got to get some guys in the point. But SOB down to just one garrison on the defensive for the whole point. That is not ever a good sign to see. I hope they're able to get some garrisons up soon. Reestablish some ground control here, because if not, this one's going to slip away quickly. Grushki. No garrisons on the fallback. Gonna have to come from HQ. This could get hairy real quick, guys. Gotta defend here. DEC pushing right in the point. Now is your chance. I'm surprised they don't have a reinforce down as well, but gonna wish they were able to do that if it was available. It may not be, though. Might have used it earlier. DEC gonna take it. Getting them some. Yowza. MG raining down. DEC working in quickly. You've got some SOBs trying to hold off this onslaught. Rabid, we've seen him all night getting in the mix. Oh no. SOB gotta respond here. You got guys coming, yeah. Coming out of east spawn. We need everybody in mid spawn right now, it seems. We gotta be on defense. Got no Garys up. Gotta reestablish on that blue line. You need them here, 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 and here. You know what I mean? 4 of them right on this line. Cover that whole flank. Protects entry from all of these trenchways. Gonna be big going back. They're gonna wish they had that one set up. Hopefully they get something figured out. Armor firing off in the distance at Grushki. Oh. Girth lying in wait. Drax guarantee sees him. Yeah. Goes down. This is nutty, folks. Gonna check in. Let's see. Yep, armor really has nothing to worry about. Couple SOVs on the point. Other than that, big reset here. Looking at the map. Oh, yeah, Tiger drops this guy here. Coming out of spawn from range. That Tiger being a menace. They got him marked, but somebody was not paying attention or not aware of those angles that he has, because that high ground is devastating on this map, especially from an armor standpoint. You got more trucks dropping. Big push coming from the east here from SOB. I understand it, I guess, but I don't know if I completely agree. Gotta be careful. At least get some more garrisons up. First priority should be defending and figuring out how we're going to surround this Grushki with Garys. So we got ample ways to get back in the point if we get any pressure, and use them as, you know, a radar system. Not entirely sure how many DEC has, but I'm willing to bet they got more than one just based on how this game is going so far. Dragok, Malagon, Schwick. This is a big deal right here, folks. SOB's got to win these gunfights right here. Got to put the pressure back on. We got reinforcements coming in the distance. We have to get this taken back, SOB. They've got the real estate to do it. I mean, not far from getting in the circle. Ample bodies. Smoke everywhere. Trench warfare. You see rockets galore. Kursk. Kursk sucks. But you gotta love it. You gotta love it. See if we can get a better look on this. These guys just meters apart, have no idea. Fighting their way, clearing each other out. 4 drops one. Knows there's another. Does he go up and get him? He does. He does. Oh, he goes the other way. SOB mounting in advance. They got to get in from that west side. Contesting. Get in. Clear it out. Capone drops in the distance. Dragok Got one behind him. Rambo knows where he's at. Takes him out. Cap is going back in SOB's favor. This is big. They need this. Also, as spread out as DEC is, if SOB can cap here, they might be able to mount a little double trouble time, if you know what I'm saying. Armor's still there for Axis. Gonna be rough for SOB to advance much further, but did a good job up until we had that light tank just shelling the point. You thud, 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 thud. You heard it everywhere. We got just one SOB left, and he's dodging it. It's Lieutenant Josh again, man. Man knows how to play. Winning gunfights. Oh, steps on one. Love it. That's what those trenches are for. Gotta put those anti-personnel mines in there. SOB filling the gaps right now. Putting the pressure on. Easy Squad still at it. Horror show. Schwick leading the way. Schwick and Khalil gonna meet. Oh! The PPSH is hard to beat at close range. It rains. Look at Pitters. Oh, Peter. Ramboing with the MG42. Horror show McLovin creeping their way in. They know how important this is. Josh is like, yeah, guys, follow me. I know exactly where I'm going. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Throws a nade. He's getting right to it. Says, we ain't playing. Throws another nade. Armor's got a look on him. Nearly takes Peter. Peter! Drops! McLovin saves the day. Horror show gets another. Lieutenant Josh, we got DEC moving in. SOB's got to do something here. We saw plenty of them a second ago. They're no longer there. Lack of garrisons is what's keeping SOB out of this matchup right now. Gotta have more ways than one to get into the next point and stay within your point and defend it. Unfortunately, that's been their biggest drawback so far. Not getting as many garrisons up as they could, and then losing the ones they had, having trouble replacing them. We're at a 4-1 right now for DEC because of it. Pickle Rick surely gonna call that guy out. About the only one there. He's heading right toward Girth. Let's follow him, see what happens here. Working his way in slowly. Uh-oh. Manages to get it across. Here we go. I feel like in 30v30, that light tank would have to be a blast. Just an absolute blast, because you don't have as many people out on the field that you have to worry about. So that's how many less ATs you could possibly have, etc. Truly a difference maker. I might be able to single-handedly really do some damage there. See, we still got some SOBs trying to work their way in, but it's not enough right now. The cap pressure's on. DEC. Oh, they take the tank out. Is that going to be enough? It's not. You got Sparta, Navarro. Uh-oh. Oh, no, guys. We got one garrison on point. We've got one garrison to the east. We could use a few more, but they're not badly placed. Johan, Fire Dog in the distance, working their way. Roy's coins, Roach. Roach drops. Roy drops. Oh no, we're at a 50% cap and we hear bombing run coming in. This is an Axis bomber. That's going to hit Navarro. He's not paying attention, I don't think. Oh nope, just goes just shy. Rabid drops. They get the garrison with that. Oh, that's devastating. Sergeant Jess sending one over this way. Assumingly at... Ooh, let's see what we got here. An airhead as well to end it. Oh! Jess just misses the airhead. That would have been clutch. Navarro may be able to take him down before he gets it. Come on, Jess. This is going to be big for you, brother. Or sister. It could be a woman. I don't know. Doesn't matter. DEC going to take this one in the form of a 5-0, y'all. Oh, look at that to solidify. It is all over but the shout. DEC going to go 45 minutes into this matchup, roughly getting the 5-0, folks. What a matchup we've had so far. That was packed. That was action-packed, folks. We just didn't quite get it for SOB. Team I was casting on the side from, you saw, struggled to put up garrisons, but DEC just kind of being everywhere at once, winning their gunfights. That's going to be the difference maker today. Love seeing both of these teams. Thank them both if you see them for being part of this. SOB, we hope to see you back next season. Got plenty of work to do in the off season. DEC, congratulations for moving on. You guys, I'm your host, Don Gotti. This has been a fun one. This has been TPO quarterfinals for Division 7. SOB, DEC. SOB taking it. Or I'm sorry, DEC taking it rather. 5-0 style. You gotta love it. Catch it later. There's more action today. More TPO matches going on later this evening. So be sure to check those out. I've got Winter War League Pacific Conference Finals at 9:30 p.m. as well. So tune back into the channel if you want to take a peek at that. You guys take it easy out there and forget about...